Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. So today we're having a look at an Atozy video, and the title sounds ridiculous. This influencer sued her husband for losing 2 followers. How much you want to bet this is a TikTok influencer, and they're like so addicted to the numbers, and it probably had nothing to do with her husband. It probably was just her being stupid and just trying to find something to blame. So she's trying to sue her. I don't think you could sue people for losing internet followers on your social media. Like, what? Of course it's a fucking influencer. Anyway, let's start the video.
This woman filed a police complaint against her husband because his nagging about household chores made her lose 2 whole Instagram followers. Let that sink in. 2 followers. Not 200,
Jesus
not
Christ.
2,000, 2. And this just wasn't even like a passive-aggressive post about him either. Nisha packed
Fucking
up,
weird.
left her home, and went straight to the police. I thought this story was satire when I first...
Bro. She involved the fucking police for losing 2 followers. That's not something you could sue someone for. That's not something you could get someone arrested for. How brain damaged is this lady? Correction. Well, yeah, brain damage. Brain rot. Too much brain rot causes brain damage, folks. Avoid brain rot. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. But yeah. How brain rotted is this bitch to think that that's a crime? First of all, she probably just lost her followers to 2 people because people just leave. It happens to like YouTubers. It happens to streamers. It happens to pretty much on every social media. You'll lose followers, subscribers, whatever. You're gonna lose some. Like, there's no stopping it. At some point, they'll lose some, and then, like, let's say an old Let's Play channel. Like, I used to, when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of like gaming channels, and then I just stopped watching them. Like, for example, I used to watch Some Ordinary Gamers, Mudahar. At some point, I stopped watching his channel, and I just kind of grew out of it, or it just wasn't my content, wasn't my style anymore, wasn't the type of content I enjoyed watching. I kind of liked it when he did, like, horror stuff, but anyway, back on subject. Yeah, I just stopped, I just stopped watching channels just because I grew out of it. That's probably what happened to those 2 followers this lady has. Like, what the fuck?
saw it, but no, this actually happened. This woman is only publicly being called Nisha right now, but I'll get into that later on in this video, why her and her husband's images and names are all redacted. The gist is essentially that Nisha is an influencer from India who called the police on her husband because
influencers.
he dared to
Like
suggest that she would do, a little bit of housework instead of just making Instagram reels. You can't make this up.
Instagram.
She told the officers, my
Well,
followers
it's not
declined
TikTok.
as I was kept busy washing utensils and cleaning the house by my husband. I didn't get time to make reels. Excuse me, what? What?
Huh?
Imagine being a cop in that situation, sitting at your desk, and someone storms in like, he's ruining my follower account.
If I were that cop, I would just tell her the fuck off. Or lock her up for wasting my time. Like, wasting police time with this shit. Like, can I do that if I were a cop? Because I feel like you should be able to whenever it's something fucking stupid like that. Well, it's in India. I don't know how the police works there, but I'm pretty sure they'll just go, get the fuck out of my face right now. Like, that's not a crime.
Hello? I don't know
Yeah.
how they even kept a straight face. Like, does this count as filing a false report? Because
Right?
this is beyond ridiculous. Nisha, our main character here, she's from the Harper district, just outside of like New Delhi. According to reports, she's very active on Instagram. clearly to be doing all this. So she apparently posted up to 2 reels a day. That might not sound like too much for the grand scheme of influencer life, but for her, this was some serious business. This was her
It's
identity,
just 2
essentially.
people.
And obviously, she kept a very close track of her follower count. So close that she noticed a drop of 2 followers and immediately blamed her husband. And
Okay, so yeah, she's like super incredibly addicted to like internet clouds. So she probably schizoed out over just 2 people unfollowing her. I mean, come on, they probably just lost interest in your content or whatever the fuck you're doing.
here's the kicker. This wasn't a one-off complaint. She was also so upset that
Happens
she
to
actually left her
everyone.
husband, moved back in with her parents, and filed a legal complaint accusing him of essentially sabotaging her influencer career.
That's
because
not how that-
he wanted the house clean. Now, I feel like you kind of have to feel a little bit bad for Vijendra, the husband of this whole mess, because he thought he was making a reasonable request. Like, hey, could you maybe just help around the house a little bit? Maybe wash a dish or 2. Maybe just take a break from the ring light and the TikTok dance moves. But no, instead, she went full-on scorched earth and turned this into a legal battle. And when Vijendra
Shows he
responded with his
schizoed
own
out.
complaint, he told police that his wife was so addicted to social media, she neglected her housework and even threatened divorce if he didn't let her just keep posting Instagram reels.
Yeah, divorce the bitch. That's what I say. If she's that crazy about social media, that she schizos out over losing 2 followers. 2. Not a big number. It's just 2. Social media was a mistake, I feel. It really was.
Like, how did this argument really play out? Because the whole thing just sounds infinitely bizarre to me. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And not only that, but I hope that you caught the part where she said that he filed a counterclaim. So yeah, I mean, I guess you have this whole ridiculous part of the wife taking Instagram Reels so serious that she gets the cops involved when she can't post her daily content because I guess she has to wash a dish or 2. But for some reason, she has all the time in the world to report this to the police, sue her husband, and now I guess he's countersuing. And it's not like that's not going to take up any time at all. Like, these are marriage problems. This is not anything legal. This should be like stuff they should be discussing in therapy, maybe. Might need a whole lot more than just therapy for this one, though. But so the police step in, probably wondering what is even going on.
I don't know
here.
if therapy would help if
Arrived,
she's
the
that
station house
addicted
officer at the
to
woman's police
social
station
media.
told The Independent Nisha had filed a complaint of harassment against her own husband. When the husband presented his side, we stepped in to mediate, and the couple were counseled. So I guess this is like counseled by the police here. So can you imagine being that
weird.
poor officer tasked to mediating this counseling session? Okay, so how about Nisha only makes 1 Instagram reel a day and then she washes like 4 dishes? Can we split all this down the middle? Is that fair for everyone involved? Hey? But also, I mean, hey, if you
Okay, just think about it. How much fucking dishes were in the sink? Just think about it. How much washing dishes doesn't take that long. Like it's just think about it. Okay, how addicted was she that the house was super fucked up that he had to ask her to yeah.
You ought to be bargaining
Just think
with your
about it.
wife to just help around the house. You don't really have a teammate, and that might not be someone you want to spend the rest of your life with. And hey, even on her side, if she feels that her husband is stopping her from completing her calling, clearly that's not the teammate she needs either. But apparently, to make things worse, this case gave the police a tough time trying to resolve, according to them. Probably due to the fact that Nisha insisted that she had to keep making reels every single day through the whole thing. And I mean, I can only just imagine this counseling session where the husband's complaining about her reels while she's just actively sitting there making reels during the session. I feel like this would be a funny comedic bit, but also
It feels like
extremely
it's a
depressing
parody
since it's just
of
reality.
something.
But in the end, Nisha withdrew
he
her
did say
complaint after several
satire, he
sessions.
thought.
But by then, the damage was done. This whole situation is actually just a textbook example of fame
This is a
addiction.
joke.
Like, we live in this age where, for some people, their self-worth is literally tied to their number of followers next to their profile picture.
When we first get on social media for the first time or after a long period of time, the amount of dopamine that's released we think is quite substantial. It's novel. Remember, dopamine is about novelty, surprise, and the sense that we are on some exciting track. That's what dopamine's really about.
I mean, Nisha, she lost 2 followers, and it triggered a full-blown domestic meltdown. I mean, I'm still shocked that it's 2 followers.
It's
like, it's
just
not 2
2
million
people.
followers,
It
200,000.
happens to
It's 2
everyone.
followers. Like, this is no financial impact. Also, you basically don't really make money on Instagram from like a platform basis. Like, it's all in like sponsored brand deals. 2 followers won't fluctuate
Oh, okay,
anything.
so
That's
she
what I'm
doesn't
trying to
even
say.
make
Like,
money.
the whole situation just does not make sense to me. Because I mean, 2 followers could be a bot and your alt account. Like, come on here. Clearly, fame isn't something people just want. For some, it's basically just a drug. Like, this is just beyond a hit of dopamine for her. And now, if you don't want to hear that just from me, let me quote some actual doctors here, like Dr. Reef Karim, who said little kids today don't just want to be doctors or lawyers, they want to be famous. And to put it lightly, that's a slippery slope. And I feel like we've seen enough of these clips of these scumbag middle schoolers on Kick to know how this is true.
No, watch the. Do not do that.
Hey,
you don't do that to people.
Hey, you're not touching our phone.
Don't put your hand in my food again. No, watch the. Do not do that.
Hey,
you don't do that to people.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think
And stop filming.
I would have just grabbed their fucking camera and broke it in front of them. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Me.
You're at nobody. It's a live stream. We can't stop it.
Who the f are you? Who are you? Give me the phone.
Now you're not touching my phone. Touch my phone. I'm gonna actually do something
Are you
about
gonna
it.
beat me up?
Back the you gonna beat me? I will. I will.
How old are you? 5?
Do you think I go find?
I would have pushed that kid in front of a car.
Don't do that again.
Hold up. Yeah, shut the f up.
Obviously, this is an older clip, but it's definitely reminding me that harassing people for your own streaming content is sadly here to stay, as this new generation of streamers apparently just love any attention they can get, no matter how they get it. Obviously, the content that that kid makes isn't the same as the lady that we've been talking about here, but at the core, both are so desperately addicted to social media attention that they will go way overboard to just keep getting it.
Yeah, it's basically... The reason why nuisance streamers exist is that they're so addicted to clout that they're willing to do anything for views, and that's why we got a bunch of assholes being nuisance streamers going to other countries to be assholes. Or they try to be assholes. What was that dude's name? He's a huge prick, and he likes to go around in public being a prick, and then he has a bodyguard, his little butt buddy bodyguard there constantly that just basically it's there to stop people from beating his ass. I forgot what that guy's name is. I just know he's a prick. But anything for views, even if it means you're to be an asshole. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Either harassing strangers or suing your own spouse. And I
Yeah,
guess
this
to
is
quote
fucking
a
weird.
psychologist by the name of Bethany Marshall, a lot of our own youth, their parents don't love them unconditionally for who they are. The fantasy of just being loved for just who you are, I guess, is why people will just search social media validation for people to, I guess, love them. And I do want to preface this and say, this is not everyone. This is hopefully a very small minority of people. But clearly, these people exist. And I guess that's where this whole loop starts. Like, fame and attention becomes this whole mood enhancer, the thing that tells you that you matter. And then, like any addiction, it's never enough. Because you hit like one milestone, you need to hit the next, and so on and so on. And suddenly, if you lose 2 followers, apparently you're calling the police. And I mean, hey, let's be real. Fame used to be this whole byproduct of doing something great. You acted, you sang, you won a medal, you led a nation. Now, I guess you could be famous for being famous, because we live in a fascinating era in the world right now. Again, we're in an era where kids don't want to be astronauts or doctors at the same rate anymore. They want to be famous influencers. They want to be followed, adored, and validated.
Jesus.
And I mean, I guess the latter makes sense, but that just starts the whole chase. You're not just posting reels, you're posting your own self-worth on a timeline, waiting for likes to tell you that, hey, that you're okay. This is why we have to ask, like, at what point does content creation stop being fun or creative and just become a full-blown obsession? I guess we got a hint of that earlier, so the point might be when you call the police on your own husband because you lost 2 followers on Instagram, which probably has nothing to do with the actions of your husband. But hey, what do I know? After all this, after the police involvement, after the counseling, the viral headlines, what happened? Well, the couple is still living apart. And here's the part that actually made me sad. Vagenda, the husband lost his job over this whole ordeal. So News 18 reported
that's
that he's
bullshit.
been struggling to find new work, going door to door looking for employment, because in his community this whole thing went viral. He's like, imagine you're trying to land a job and the first thing people remember about you is, oh yeah, isn't this the guy whose wife called the police and sued him over losing 2 Instagram followers? That's rough. I am sorry he had to go through that. And it's probably why they're not giving any comments or why Nisha's socials aren't attached to any of these news outlets. Because for someone who is obsessed with going viral, she sure doesn't want her face out there now. And it's probably just because, like, essentially she ruined their lives. Just the thought of having someone lose 2 Instagram followers, have an entire relationship collapse, that's beyond me. Hopefully there was more going on behind the scenes, because I'm just scrambling to find anything to justify this. Obviously, it's a funny, but also a cautionary tale on what happens when social media completely consumes your life. Like the idea that your marriage, your family, your job security could have just completely fall apart just because of 2 Instagram followers. It's wild. It's beyond wild to me, and I hope she finds some help. Nisha and Vijenda probably never imagined they end up as a punchline to some international headlines, but here we are. All over, again, 2 Instagram followers. So let that be a lesson. If you're gonna ruin your life over some followers, you better be making some funny money out here and not 2 followers. He's doing all this over 2 followers means that she needs like the doctor's prescription to go touch some grass, because this is ridiculous. But I mean, hey, at least she didn't get sent to prison for a year over a TikTok video like this dude did. Because this whole situation is a ridiculous story that I would definitely recommend checking out. But either way, I'll see you guys in the next video. And yes, I realize I still need to set up my studio. I'm on it. I'm on it, guys.
And he keeps trying to say it's just a prank. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. But yeah, that was extremely fucking stupid. Now listen, if you want to get into like social media or content creation or wherever the fuck, just make sure you touch grass. Grass is good for you. Rolling around in the grass. Don't just touch it, roll around in the grass. Don't freak out over losing like 1 or 2 followers. That happens to everyone who like has like a social media, or they post like content online of some sort on whatever the fuck they do their content on. In this bitch's case, it was Instagram. I'm like not 2,000, just 2. Like, what the fuck? Why are you crashing out over 2 people you don't know? 2 randos, most likely. Like, huh? Seriously, that lady needs to go touch some grass. Like, for real. It's just ridiculous. I think maybe she was so angry that she's so unoriginal that she needed to... I don't know. Like, probably her so-called reels. I don't use Instagram, so I don't know what the reels are. I assume they're like the YouTube shorts or TikTok stuff. God, I never use Instagram. I'm just assuming. And she crashed out because she lost followers. Maybe people don't really like her content that much, and people are leaving her social media. Which is why she crashed out and tried to take it out on her husband and tried to blame him because he asked her if she can clean up a little bit because she's probably leaving messes all over the house. I don't know. That bitch is crazy. Like, bro should have divorced her a long time ago or something. If she's that cloud addicted, like, what the hell? Anyway, that's going to be it for this. Like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to check out Atozy, the original creator. He makes some interesting videos about shit like this. It's kind of weird. But anyway, see y'all next time. Peace.